Ironman Hawaii without Chris McCormack.
Yeah.
That sounds to me like Christmas without Santa Claus.
Oh, okay.
Do you miss it?
Yeah, now I'm here, I do, I think. It's all year I didn't think I would, but since being here the last few days and getting the energy, and you just think, oh, it'd be nice to be back here racing again, because I'm still, it's not as if I've retired, I'm still competing, so you still have that drive to race. But it's been a good year, and I've achieved what I wanted to achieve this year, accumulated points on that World Cup circuit, and now I'm eligible to qualify for the Olympics. So hopefully, if I get through to London, it'll all been worth it.
All right. You decided to take part in the Olympic Games.
Yes.
Possible, not in Hawaii. That's a tough decision for somebody who has been doing long distance races all his life.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to the Olympics?
Well, because it's the biggest sporting arena on earth, and I've achieved everything in long distance racing I need to achieve, and you know, I'd won a short course world title many years ago, and there's just you know, as you get older in your career, you reflect and you think of the little things that maybe you miss, and there was an opportunity there to qualify for the Olympics. It was a big ask, and but there was a small opportunity at 38 years of age. I figured I'd be crazy not to chase that, and I decided to do that. I want to show my children that it's worth chasing dreams and believing in yourself and going for things, whether you succeed or fail. It's about the journey, and yeah, I turned my back on it. You know, at the top, it's very difficult to do when you're at the top of your game. You know, you're world champion, you're winning these events, and to turn around and come 30th now in races against guys half my age, it's been tough. But you know, the objective is to make the Australian team. I'm now the number 2 ranked Australian in the world, and there's 3 spots there. If things keep going the way they are, I'll make that team, and I'll fulfill a childhood dream.
You've always been racing in short distance races as well. So do you have to change the training completely, or just focus a little bit more on speed?
Oh, the training is completely different. It's draft legal racing, and much more run orientated, and the swim is obscenely fast, much faster than the Ironman stuff. The whole change on an older body's been difficult. You know, I left ITU racing in 2001. I was world number 1 and turned my back on that, and people were asking me the same questions they're asking me now. Why are you leaving ITU to do Ironman? And I've always been motivated by doing things I've wanted to do. It's not about fulfilling other people's dreams, it's about fulfilling my own, and now I'm here back on the World Cup circuit. The adaptation's been tough. I had my first injury this year. I tore a hamstring, which shows the intensity of the work they're doing. It's just a completely different sport. You know, I have immense respect for the ITU guys, as I do have immense respect for the Ironman guys, and you know, there's often this push within our sport to who's better, the ITU or the Ironman. They're both exceptional athletes in their own right.
I asked around with the German athletes what they think that you're not here, and I've got some interesting answers. Oh. Like Andreas Relat said, well, I'm happy he's not here.
Oh, wow. Thanks,
because that gives me better chances to win, of course. Faris Al-Sultan, who was never really a friend of yours, he said, I miss him because he's a type, he's a character, no? Okay. And the sports needs him.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks, Faris. No, you know, I've had some major wars with the Germans over the years, and you know, I think it's rivalries and athletes that bring the best out in each individual. I don't think I would have achieved half the things I've achieved in Ironman racing if it wasn't for those guys, for the Farises, for the Normans, and last year the great battle with Andreas. It's those men that make you push beyond what you thought you were capable of doing. So, you know, when you do this style of racing and you're suffering out in the lava fields, whether you get on with people off the race course, you do get a massive level of respect for them, because it's absolutely real out there. You can't lie, and you learn a lot about individuals' characters and what they're made of, and you know, the German guys have given me a lot in my career, and I'm very, very thankful to them, and you know, I look back on my races with all those guys with absolute fond memories, and to stand on the sidelines this year and watch what unfolds, it's going to be interesting. I really, really do hope that Andreas can win this title. I think he's a great leader of the future, and I think he's a great ambassador for the sport, and I think he's headed in the right direction, a third, a second, and I know how tough you guys are on your Ironman athletes. You expect a lot from them, and I just hope he can deliver, and because I think he'll be a great leader of the sport.
I was in the race in Rot, where he did the world record, and everybody said he didn't even give 100% of his potential. Where can he go?
Yeah, well, the interesting thing about Ironman Hawaii and Ironmans in Europe is just a completely different beast. You know, I think Andreas is learning that. I think last year he just made some errors in trying to apply pressure to a race at the wrong times. You know, you can't ride away here. You know, it's not Roth where you can go and you have, you know, rolling hills and you can hide and you can escape and you have a completely different atmosphere. Racing in Hawaii is a completely different style of race. It's like, and hopefully Andreas knows that and he doesn't try and apply that same sort of race tactic here in Kona, because on paper, this guy's capable of anything. This guy is capable of sub 8 hours here, but it's what the engine you're physically capable of doing. You also need to be a little bit more clever here, and I think in years past, the best athletes have not won Kona, the smartest ones have, and that's across the board. I think Andreas has all the boxes ticked, and I think if he plays a smart game, the sky's the limit for him. He's capable of anything, and as a fan of the sport, as a guy who knows him and a guy who's raced him, I'll sit back and applaud whatever he does, because he's exciting to watch.
Talking about your relationship to German athletes, you're going to meet some in the Olympics, like Jan Frodeno, who is here.
Yeah.
So you can continue your fight with the Germans.
Oh, I don't know about Fai. Jan's an amazing athlete. I've met a lot of the World Cup guys this year, Prochner and you know, Mikey and Zipf, and they're such different beasts than the Ironman guys. Jan's a tall guy, but most of the other guys are very small and lean, and they in the nicest way, they seem like boys to some degree, but you know, they're a hell of a lot faster than I am. It's a different beast, this racing. I've been getting my butt kicked very badly. I think my best was a 25th, and you know, I'm enjoying racing everybody, and you know, at this stage of your career at 38, you know, I have 4 years left of intensive racing with my contracts. I just hope that I can meet my Olympic dream and come back here one more time in Kona and maybe race the new champions.
Last question. When are the German triathlon fans going to see you again?
I'm always in Germany. Last year I lived in France, but you know, I spent a lot of time in Germany. You know, with the Beast Milk crew, I'm in Wiesbaden a lot. You know, I'd love to do one of the Ironmans in Germany. I enjoy that style of racing. I enjoy those events, and I just hope those guys can contact me and bring me back. I think they're enjoying the fact that, you know, Andy's winning in Roth and Faris is winning in Frankfurt, but hey, they need to race someone. That someone should be me.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.